the year politics. I just say, I'm really here. You are here to the airport one.
We call on the law enforcement agencies to be seen to be living up to expectation. The Environmental Protection Agency, the Minerals Commission are mandated to ensure compliance. So when you see people mining on our river bodies, it is not from the responsible small-scale miners. We are against it, and from here, we are going to go after them vigorously, and we are assuring Ghanaians that within 60 days, they should see the change of the turbidity of the water bodies.
We see their call as purely externally motivated and a wrongful diagnosis of a national challenge, very ill-conceived and insensitive to the lives of close to 6 million people whose livelihood depends on the small-scale mining industry.
Any person who fabricates, manufactures, or uses a floating platform or any other equipment for mining, dredging, or any other mode of mining for the purpose of obtaining minerals in or along the riverbanks, natural water bodies, including a river, a stream, a watercourse,
ASIASE TV, the best subscribe na video be drop your first person to watch. Gallamsey fights command and say koso ni nyina say wohwe Gallamsey said they see my gun insu ahodo a bia kokapoa ara hosem na mamamfo ani abreden den obi ekasa na busia we net nanso ama TUC Trade Union Congress Organized Labor any CSO so ahodo aba abonte bekase ebeya Gallamsey large scale mining, small scale mining, middle scale mining, middle ebia yintwam tintontan na ikobia sorry me responsible small scale miners womo adwa bruta womo de warning kese pa amasa kuya nei especially TUC di animu se wosi ntwade mu mining mu wa abromo mu eye adwuma ewu nsuo so any omo ye adwuma of forest mu a womo nkura license womo se forest no futu frafra womo woni omo nkoko na mo ye na ye adwuma no responsibly wosi ye ntwaye dem se muni na mo bom hu muso kata ansa ni biem na se ntwamu bia pa kwa as eja betu mu Ghana womo dwabuta abusia ekui womo national president, vice president, general secretary any kuema bi any ASIASE TV kasaye omo chese kono de aban ku bia omo ta na chi omo beboa amen pa boni fo ye omo afri na sie ko twa man ni adwuma ma omo adwuma ene omo no duara bebo omo de obi hwe na omo no musu ankasa asen no onim ntokwa na se de sekona kwa no tum no mo abeboa ma aban no akontokwa no enya abote na every video subscribe.
We are so responsible, playing by the rules. Want to indicate clearly that the law does not grant anybody permission to mine 100 meters away from the river, let alone in the river bodies. This law is found in the amended version of Mining and Minerals Act 995. And I read to you, any person who fabricates, manufactures, or uses a floating platform or any other equipment for mining, dredging, or any other mode of mining for the purpose of obtaining minerals in or along the riverbanks, natural water bodies, including a river, a stream, a watercourse, exclusive economic zone, and any area covered by the territorial sea or continental shelf of the Republic of Ghana commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of not less than 50,000 penalty units and not more than 100,000 penalty units, or to a term of imprisonment of not less than 15 years and not more than 25 years, or both the fine and the term of imprisonment. Per this act, it is clear that mining in the river bodies is not permitted by law, and that those who are found to be mining in the river bodies should be dealt with according to the laws of the country. Here, we call on the law enforcement agencies to be seen to be living up to expectation. The Environmental Protection Agency, the Minerals Commission are mandated to ensure compliance. So when you see people mining on our river bodies, it is not from the responsible small-scale miners. We are against it, and from here, we are going to go after them vigorously. And we are assuring Ghanaians that within 60 days, they should see the change of the turbidity of the water bodies. Wow. But the call for indiscriminate ban on a legitimate business is tantamount to lawlessness. Ghana is a country of laws. If something goes wrong, we should allow the law to take its course. So we therefore view that call as unacceptable, irresponsible, and uncalled for. We will be responsible as we have always been. We will work to improve and help the Ghanaian economy, because we know that the Vice President has said that in 2022, had it not been the small-scale mining sector, Ghana would have been like Sri Lanka. Do we want Ghana to be like Sri Lanka? No. So we will mine and mine properly and be responsible. That is why we call ourselves responsible small-scale mining. So we appeal to you, the media, to send the message to everyone in this country, including the president, that he should not heed the call to ban small-scale mining, which is legitimate. A lot of things have happened in various sectors, including the media. 30 media houses were suspended for various violations. There was no ban on all the media houses. Some of them have rectified their issues and they are back on air operating. Same should apply to the small-scale mining sector. We call on the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources to ensure that all the applications before him are signed to allow legitimate miners to do their responsible mining and ensure that compliance is done so that the economy of Ghana will be developed, and the youth, the teeming youth who are surviving on small-scale mining. In fact, the unskilled labor in this country, majority are in the small-scale mining sector, so that we will not raise unnecessary insecurity in the country. Anytime there is unwholesome ban on small-scale mining, we hear of the bullion robbery and all sort of crimes across the country. We don't want that to happen. Unemployment is a serious national security challenge. We know that. And the people who are dependent on this small-scale mining sector are over 6 million, more than 12% of the total population of the Ghanaian. Since 2017, government has created about 2.3 million jobs, but the small-scale mining sector holds over 6 million. Do you want to jeopardize this? No. No responsible government will do that. So the call for wholesale ban is hereby rejected, and we call on the president not to send any security personnel to go and disturb the responsible small-scale miners in the bushes. We will take it upon ourselves to police the system within the shortest possible time. This is an assurance from us to Ghanaians.
Sorry, Eddie, yeah, Jumano, Elbro, to pray. Man, only the year politics, I just say, I'm really here, no, Uncle Tabaka. You are here to so near Boswano, yet, and shetting. Tia to a Zafremo, Yafim Tia, and they told my name, and he said, Dear Abaya to all, if I Gallamsey, young, responsible, small scale miners, no, then Abaya again. a yeso ya kutia pa na yenjae eti yen de yen kasa asem no eho se obi wa ko hye na ya be kasa ya kutia ya dwuma ya ye eti ne ya kenka ye ni nyina no se ni nyina da monim a ni nyina ma mo kotra mo mfidi akase aso ko mo fie adwam ni ensori da mo a mo to mo ase mo tu ni se ni abasa bo ni e pese e kire no ntopa bo mo nyina ne se ya dwuma na ya ye no eboa ga na maburu yoba ga na population ya dudu a ye wo omani mu a yen ko ano ye temu 12% eye small scale miners ye temu 12%. Eti adie na asie a enyimekuo bi ake ho abom se aban fa tabo esanto yeso bio we nya tabo a omo press bi ato yeso edikan ya hunu baako ya hunu mienu ya mane ntoso mprensa ya hunu ni mprensa eti ya ni brisam ne ya ka no ya ka ne se yesre aban se ehihye ya wadi agu akwan mu no se ebe ya won hwe sa ehihye no na onhwe eno wasem na ye ni ayeye efomagudi a family akwa so woni ye film ye wa na nsenche ana ye say organized labor ene kofo bi akomu abom se aban engu ye dwuma no eye mine na ye tuo no ye ne ekuta nkrata papa so ye ye dwuma no aban entwem ebusuafo ne ye kan se ye ne wo munya adu enne ekira eso ka ho ye say ye responsible small scale miners ye ne wo munya adu enne o kira eso ka ho adentra yet wo mayi mu enfumso wo adwuma bia mu sector bia enfumso ho eti se enfumso ba small scale mining mu a enno sa aban ne frɛ ne trust ne ba bia enfumso no wo ne yi wo mu firim ye license aban dia ma ye no e ma ya kwanya me yenye nsuo mu adwuma ye license no emfa ye nko forest mu enko ye adwuma kwa bra ye kuta sa to mikrata no eti obi bia ne wo ye mining papa bia ne wo ko gina nsuo so se kopaye mining nti ye de kan se sa organized labor for kra o me de ba ye no ye ne wo mu nya adwen ne e kira eso ka ho ye wa ha na amanyofo edi ye adwuma no eye amanyosem organized labor na mo wo hen mo te ana mo anti edu abato bere so a na mo pensem bi afamu ape ba bi agyina ye de ye kan ya kan bi o se ye adwuma no ye betu ne atu ni yie ye be ye sa ye adwuma small scale mining no ye be koso atu ne atu ni yie ne e koso ye illegal mining no ye nka sector bia mfum so ho ye oga na asenkafo ko no mo ba mfum so timi ba maka nkwa hye timi si na kan mu ni ba nyina awu abusuafo bo si abandoned transport sector na ebi si da at the same time uko health mfum so bi nti doctor timi ko ye obi operation ba ko afiri ni nyina ye abandoned sector no the san ye ka kire organized labor ni san ko form tron kata president for tabon tu so ne say from so on yes e de ani ahun say ebi ko so me amia ya ye ready efiri na ya ko ya kasa responsible small scale miners ye ne ye task force ye tie si form na ya so ya ko be bi ensuo no wo mu ye mu adwuma ansem pata ne ne amama form say ye adwuma ye no from so ni ho tin ye ka kire Ghana fo nyina han say
2 weeks or so, we have all witnessed a very intensive discourse on the destructive effect of illegal mining on our water resources as well as other natural reserves. For clarity, the illegality is with mining activities in our water bodies or operating without licenses, coalition of civilized society organizations, Christian Council, just to mention but a few. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, well-meaning Ghanaians, we state without vagueness that our association supports the call for aggressive eradication of all forms of illegal mining, destroying our water bodies and other natural conservations. Furthermore, we make our stand clear that we are fully in support of the government's swift action in setting up a 5-member ministerial ad hoc committee with the mandate to evaluate the government's effort to combat illegal mining, review the effectiveness of the measures implemented to address the environmental damage caused by illegal mining across the country. We strongly believe that if the fight against illegal mining can be won, it must be devoid of political breezes. Any form of politicization of this fight must be discouraged. As the President called some time ago, we must make it a nationalized issue as we learn from the lessons of 2020. We, however, must express our disagreement with the call of TUC for a freeze on all responsible small-scale mining. We are willing to help the fight against the illegality, but it is unguided to include legal or legally responsible mining. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the media, what we are witnessing now is just a blame shifting by the organized labor. We need to focus on where the illegality is and the capacity of the Minerals Commission to ensure compliance. These are the main issues. We see their call as purely externally motivated and a wrongful diagnosis of a national challenge, very ill-conceived and insensitive to the lives of close to 6 million people whose livelihood depends on the small-scale mining industry. If we are to win this fight, we must first be truthful and sincere in our claims and demands. Ladies and gentlemen, when we lost our voices in 2020 after the fight was politicized, we all became accomplices of the act. Where was the TUC leadership when the fight got politicized in 2020? That was the beginning of the failure of the fight. The promise to grant amnesty to the actors of the pollution of the water bodies emboldened them and act more irresponsibly. Where was TUC when the former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, was captured on a live video assuring those who have been arrested for destroying our water bodies that he will grant them amnesty when he is voted into power? We can't behave like ostriches. Today, if we have all resurrected from our slumber, let's not lay the blame on responsible miners who have nothing to do with the water bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's focus on dealing with the illegality and stop calling for the freeze or ban of legal small-scale mining. According to Graphic Online, as captured on the 16th of January 2024, 2,276 persons were killed in the year 2023, involving 14,135 reported road crashes involving close to 25,000 vehicles. It is further reported that around 15,000 people suffered varying degrees of injuries, whilst about 2,600 persons got knocked down. Ladies and gentlemen, have we called for a total ban of the transport sector? Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed on many occasions a period where a journalist has been irresponsible on set, yet there has never been a call to shut down the media industry. We wish to reiterate our call that we support the fight against illegal mining. We support drastic measures against the mining activities in water bodies and unlicensed operations in forest reserves. We will, however, resist any attempt to include responsible and legal small-scale mining as seen in the call by the TUC. The Minerals Commission should also sit up. The laxity in supervision is also partly to blame for the mess we have seen today. We, as responsible and legal small-scale miners, commit to support the government in this fight against in any capacity we can.